What if waiting one more year could cost you the first year of your retirement? Not financially, but in time, freedom, and how you actually start your life after work. That's exactly the decision we're facing right now. And it's why we're selling our house sooner than planned. So we sat down and talked through it. So, Steve, it looks like we're going to put the house on the market in 30 days. Do you want to explain why we decided to put a house on the market that's fully paid for?
In a nutshell, to me, the main thing that selling the house sooner provides us is freedom next year to leave as soon as I retire.
We always thought we'd sell later. That was the plan. But the more we thought about it, the more that plan didn't make sense anymore.
Because with one of us retired in 26 and the second of us retiring in 27, if we wait until the second of us, me, retires, then we're waiting on a house to sell, which could take a month or it could take 5 months.
And that's the part no one talks about. You can't plan your life if you don't know when it starts.
Whereas if we sell it in advance of the second to retire, we can start our new lives as soon as the second of us retires.
So we started asking a different question. What if we didn't wait to start the transition?
And it provides other benefits as well in terms of downsizing sooner, also making us live in a smaller space sooner, to start to adapt to a more minimalist, smaller lifestyle, which is what we'll live starting in 2027.
The issue with that was someone made a comment in a video of, you have no guarantee of when that's going to sell. And we would be hanging around waiting for the house to sell, and also be put into a position where we may be feeling pressured to take an offer to get it off our hands so that we can start living our life, which is hopefully slow travel. So when I thought about that, it's like, I am okay with letting it go sooner so that we can start downsizing sooner. But the one thing I don't want to do is to have a house that is tied to us and that we are trying to lease it or keep it as a home base, which we don't plan to come back to this location afterwards.
Yeah, it provides other financial benefits long-term as well. Thing that a lot of retirees aren't able to take advantage of as directly as we will is the appreciation in their house. But in our case, we're simply going to sell it, add it to our nest egg, which can then appreciate over time and helping to finance the many years of our retirement that we hope to enjoy, instead of it being a safe, stable asset staying in the place that you were living when you retired. Instead, we can free up that asset, that wealth, to finance the life that we want instead.
And I think that life does not include
worrying about the roof,
or
paying
the
real estate taxes,
or is the AC going to go out?
Paying insurance.
But I like the idea of forcing ourselves to downsize, because if we waited to sell next year, Steve could retire in January, which is not a good time to sell a house. So he was going to probably have to force himself to work until April, then put the house on the market. And then we're sitting around waiting for the moment that we can leave. The other thing about waiting is that we can't really downsize because we need to live in there. We need the furniture. We need to have the stuff to stage it with. So there's only so much we can downsize while waiting to put the house on the sale.
So in one of the unique twists for us that most people probably wouldn't consider in our situation, our hope is to sell the house in the next 30 to 60 days and potentially move into a furnished apartment, but that would force us in 26 to get rid of everything we don't need now or won't need in 27 and move into a furnished place, a simpler lifestyle, fewer worries already in 26 to make the transition in 27 that much more seamless.
And it should also give us an opportunity to try it out, to really determine what is important and what will go with us and what won't. Now, this is where most people would probably disagree with us.
Well, I guess to address the counter-argument that people would likely make is, you wait a year, the house could appreciate a lot. You're potentially leaving money on the table. True, but it's not a guarantee. What is a guarantee is that if we wait to sell till 27, we can't make plans for a week after I plan to retire, 30 days after I plan to retire, even 60 or 90 days after I plan to retire. We want to fill those weeks and months with things that matter to us, not sitting around trying to sell a house wondering why we're still, instead of in the mountains, on the beach, somewhere that we want to be, as opposed to somewhere we're still stuck because we didn't think to sell a house because we were trying to squeeze out every last potential dollar of appreciation, which was theoretical in any event.
And we've also lived through 2007 when we lost so much value in our house. Yeah, I'll take money now versus money later. I would rather invest it and have it be working for us. That is our thought process, and hopefully we shall see how that turns out.
I'm very hopeful myself, excited to be potentially homeless in the next 60 days.
Fingers crossed. At the end of the day, this decision surprised even us. And if you're heading into retirement and trying to figure out whether keeping your house is actually giving you security or quietly holding you back, that's something worth thinking about. Because for us, this isn't really about selling a house. It's about buying our time back. And if you're going through this stage in life too, figuring out what to keep, what to let go of, and how you actually want to live. That's exactly what we're sharing here. What are you not going to miss about owning a home?
Mowing,
Weed eating,
property taxes,
termite treatment, AC maintenance,
homeowners insurance,
army worms,
HOA fees,
pool weeds,
pest control,
water pressuring,
lawn maintenance.
adding mulch.
I don't ever want to own a lawnmower again.